Remember all the fun and joy of your favorite game or childhood toy. If only you could feel that way again. But you don't have to go back in time, 'cause Nick and friends can help you find long lost treasures you once loved. Let's go hunting nostalgia.
Welcome to Hunting Nostalgia. Today I am on the top of the Laurel Mountains at a house that I would say is actually a time capsule of late 60s and early 70s toys. Not, directly in my wheelhouse, in my era of toys, but I still have the appreciation for this stuff because I do love items from that time. And I took a little peek. I had to take a peek and just see what was down there. And just offhand, I could see Mark's Toys. Every toy collector in the world knows what Mark's Toys are. And then something jumped out to me, something that I love. Personally, one of my actually, you know what? My favorite comedy duo of all time. I could see downstairs an Abbott and Costello board game. Let's get in this house and see what else they have. See what other treasures are inside this 60s and 70s time capsule.
I'm asking you a simple question. Who's on first?
Yes.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
That's it.
That's who? I'm asking you, what's the guy's name on first base?
Oh, no, what's on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
One base at a time now.
Don't mix up my...
I'm not mixing up anybody. Now, what's the guy's name on first base?
No, what is on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who is on first?
I don't know.
He's on third. We're not talking.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
No, well, that's not...
Whoa. How did I get on third base?
You mentioned his name.
I mentioned his name.
Yes.
I don't know anybody's name on the team. How could I mention a guy's name?
You did. You just mentioned it.
All right, what's the guy's name on third base?
No, what's on second?
Who's on second?
Who's on first?
I don't know.
He's on first.
See what I mean?
Here we are. This is the 1960s, 70s time capsule home that I have been invited to come in and check out all of the old toys in the basement, which I cannot wait to do. But I walked into this home, and just from the first few steps being in here, I can see their appreciation for their history, their nostalgia. And I walked in and I see this old tube radio from the 1920s. And this is what families used to sit around for their entertainment. And I asked, and they paid $160 for this radio. But the woman her parents lived here, they don't remember actually ever listening to this. They just remember it always being here, which is really, really, pretty neat. Because I remember my grandparents, their TV was actually on top, like their TV stand for their new television was the old TV. I just thought that was always so strange that was my grandparents' TV stand, was an old TV. Look at this speaker. It is just so, I never would have known that. I thought it was a fan. I never would have known this was a speaker for this unless I was told. But man, how amazing is that? And just looking here, just a few steps over on the hearth here for their mantle, this family, they used to own a bakery, and right here looks like patent press wood blocks for maybe making their own flyers for their bakery. But this kind of stuff, you could see the appreciation that they had to keep this for that long. These could be 100 years old. This is amazing to me. And no, it's not my area, but look, there's got to be 50 of these things in here. And no, it's not my area of expertise, but wow, that is history, and that's really, really neat. But let's take a trip down to the basement. I want to see the toys. So the little girl who lived here, who played with these toys in the late 60s and early 70s, who gave me permission to come down here, she told me there's a few toys downstairs. That is a lie. There is a massive stockpile of amazing toys from the 60s and 70s in this basement. Even from the 80s, I see pound puppies. But what really catches my eye right off the bat my two favorite, comedians of all time, Abbott and Costello. Who's on First board game. I mean, I don't know if it's complete, but just the graphics on that box alone they're absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. There are so many cool things here. But these items, I love items like this because in 1976, this is what this family was sitting down and putting under their dinner plates. Or there were two there. Look at that. They were fighting over who got Daffy Duck. Oh, wow. Was there anything more iconic in the 1970s than Looney Tunes?
Now, boys, fight clean.
Oh, brother!
No rough stuff. None of this. Or this. Or this. Or like so. Or this. Or this. Or this. You understand?
Yeah, you mean none of this? Or this? Or like so? Or this? Or this? Or this? What's this? Huh? How about a little of this?
The only thing, possibly, that could hold a candle in the 70s to the Looney Tunes is this guy in his original aqua suit. Land, sea, air. G.I. Joe was there. I mean, yeah, he's missing his hands. I believe the hands of these were actually made with a different plastic than the rest of them that did deteriorate and snap off. But wow, look at his face. I mean, he's perfect. His face is perfect. Someone loved this stuff enough to keep it for all of this time. And look, this one is really interesting. It's almost a cowboy. But tell me that does not look like JFK. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. I could swear that looks, if that's not meant to be JFK, my God, it looks just like him. He's missing an arm, sadly. But this is the kind of thing that I really enjoyed as a kid. So this is a projector for a slide. Looks like it was made by Kenner for the color slide. For the Give a Show projector.
It'd be nice if you held it up in the light.
All right, come on. Wow, look at that. So neat. Oh, look, the wacky racers. Oh, man. It's hard to see. We are in a basement, after all. But wow, look at that stuff. This is what kept kids busy before the iPhone. There's Fred Flintstone. Wow. Kenner really, the 60s, 70s, they just really knew what little kids wanted to see. They wanted to see that color. They wanted to use their imagination. They wanted to tell the story themselves. How cool is that? That is something that I really, really find neat. But look at this pound puppy. I'm not sure why there'd be toys here from the 80s, but I am sure glad that there is. Who didn't love pound puppies?
These lonely pound puppies need someone to love. Someone who'd love a little puppy love.
For you, Grandma.
Pound puppies are as cuddly as real puppies.
He'll keep you company in the dorm.
They're the perfect way to say I love you for birthdays, holidays, or any day. Pound puppies, so soft and adorably lonely. Sometimes the hardest thing about giving them
Happy Valentine's Day
is giving them up.
Pound puppy, you're my one and only puppy love.
There is far too much here to show everything. There just is. There are comic books, girls' romance. I'm not even sure what to say about something like this. I guess this is what little girls were reading at that time, and that's what little boys were reading at that time. Daniel Boone, the king of the wild frontier. Really, really cool stuff. Original Hot Wheels play sets, the loop-de-loop. Oh my gosh. This is the original. I actually thought the original Mr. Potato Head was a potato and they just stuck pieces on him. But look at these terrifying little people. Oh my gosh. What? Wow. I'll tell you what. If Mr. Potato Head would have stayed looking this horrifying, I am not sure he would have been quite as popular as he is.
Hey, Mr. Potato Head! What do you got for us?
2 new Mr. Potato Head toys.
Donald, stop! Those are the clowns!
Each with Mr. Potato Head. Take all the parts and put them together.
Where do the noses go?
Where noses belong.
Forget Bozo! Donald's almost Donald! Heard your mouth. Mr. Potato Head, where's your other ear?
It's over here. Mr. Potato Head toys from Hasbro.
Okay, if there is one thing that is glaringly obvious about this family that lived in this home, is they knew how to have fun together. This was the little girl's coloring book, CB Rabbit. Now, this is a massive coloring book about a truck driving rabbit. And what is so neat about this is in the back, it has all of the CB lingo. Look, now, did you know that Bonnie Box meant ambulance? Or boogeyman made state police? This is just so neat. That this is something that they would have found interesting in the 70s. So neat. Another thing in the 70s that just was huge were board games. And this is a motherload of board games and different items. Like, look, here we go. Fun with Sticks. Merry Christmas. I got you a big box of popsicle sticks. But you know what? I'll guarantee you at that time, this captivated the attention of children all across the world, you know? That is really neat, that this was something that you could sell, you know? Here you go. Here's some popsicle sticks. Merry Christmas. And you know, Kenner has been coming out with innovative toys since, you know, who knows, whenever Kenner was founded. Here we have the new Kenner Spirograph. You can tell that this is a toy, and this toy was played with hundreds and hundreds of times. It's truly amazing what was able to capture the attention of children from that time. This certainly isn't no iPhone.
Amazing. These are just a few of the designs that can be made with Spirograph by Kenner. Change wheels, change colors, make a million multicolored designs, each so beautiful your eyes won't believe what your hands have done. Spirograph by Kenner. So much fun you'll never want to stop. Spirograph, the world's most fascinating new toy.
There are so many items down here that are out of my wheelhouse. There are items that I mean, the Miss America board game. Not something that I would have necessarily played, but how cool is that? This box is near pristine. I mean, it's so cool to see the appreciation that this family had for all these items, to keep them for 50 years, you know? Yeah. All right, fine. Possibly the most iconic toy in the history of America. Playskool Lincoln Logs. I mean, it really doesn't get more Americana than Lincoln Logs. In the original cardboard tube. You know how hard it is to preserve cardboard for 50 years? There are Mark's tops here, still functioning tops. You know, I could spin this sucker for you. This is a war ration from World War II that was enjoyed by a mouse of some sort. I'd love to know what is actually in that can. I'm not opening it, but wow, look how neat. Look at the stuff that this family felt important enough to keep. The password game. Oh, the original Trouble. Oh, besides Monopoly, this and Sorry may have been the two most fist-fight-inducing board games of all time. But what I really want to show you, there is a Mark's Toys Battleground playset that you have to see. And there's also the American Conference vibrating football game. But first, I want you to take a moment of nostalgia with Elvira Taylor.
Hey everybody, it's the Doll Circle, and thank you so much, Nick, for having me here for my moment of nostalgia with all of you. Nick is awesome, and he's been sending me a lot of stuff. So I have a package here from Nick, and it's a mixture of items, and some of these items are pretty cool, and a lot of them have different memories tied with them, so I'm going to go through each piece individually. We're going to talk a little bit about them, and I want to know, are any of you fans of any of the things I'm about to show you? Throw down in the comments below. So the first thing, we got some items from McDonald's. And now I love kids meals. I think kids meals are so cute. I don't eat the food at the kids' meals, but I love the toys of the kids' meals. And I love going back in the day, like some of the toys were really good quality for coming with a meal for like under $2 or $3. Like that's crazy to think, you know? Now the toys are hit or miss with McDonald's, unfortunately, and a lot of other kids' meals. But when you throw back to some of the old ones, you get some really cool pieces. Like this one here is a styling head. Yes, a head in a bag. It sounds strange, I know. And the dolls were called Liv dolls, L-I-V, and they were by Spin Master. This particular one is Daniela. I actually have a Daniela body form. So this is what it looks like in the package. Now I'm going to open it up so we can talk about it. Talk about some of these things here. It comes with a brush that says Liv, and this is actually a better quality brush than I feel like the dolls came with. They actually are really nice. And this particular one says 2011. It doesn't feel like it was that long ago with Liv dolls around. It says Meet the Liv Girls in Mick World. It's so cute. I just love those dolls. These dolls had interchangeable, here's a picture of her, interchangeable wigs, inset eyes, rooted lashes, articulation. Like they almost were kind of like a plastic mini ball jointed doll almost, but in the size of Barbie, and they were totally cool, and I'm so sad they didn't last more than just a few years, unfortunately. But here's the styling head, and it's a little strange. I never was a fan of styling heads personally. I always thought they were a little weird, like where you just sit there and play with the top head of the doll. I feel like, why don't you have a whole doll? I understand like it sits on the table and you can play with it, but I would rather just have a whole doll than just the head. It's very interesting. I wonder who was sitting there and going, yes, let's cut the head off and set it on a table and we can style its hair. Huh. What's in his house? Like, I mean, it's just so interesting. But these dolls were really, really pretty and really something unique for the time. And I'm glad that Spin Master tried to do something different because Barbie didn't do stuff like this. And why it didn't last is beyond me, and it's sad, but we'll see. Just in case you're interested to see like the better quality, like the styling head obviously is the McDonald's version, but to really see what I'm talking about when I say like, wow, these dolls were really cool for the time. And I can't believe it 2011 for this. Wow, insane. The styling head is not giving it justice, but this is really cool, and this is going to go cool with my shelf with my other Liv dolls for sure, because I don't have a styling head. That's pretty awesome. So Polly World, Polly Pocket. So Polly Pocket went through a bunch of transitions throughout the years. So it was originally owned by Bluebird, and Bluebird had them out, and they started in 1989. It was the first little one that came out, and then they went really big in the early 90s, and that's where we're really like, when you hear about Polly Pocket and you talk to most people, they're like, yeah, Polly Pocket, right? Like little and the, the thing. Unfortunately, Polly Pocket went in a transition years later, and she became bigger sized, and then that's what we see with like Polly World and stuff. Still under the from what was it, Bluebird went to then Mattel, so Mattel ended up owning them afterwards. This one says 2006, I believe. So here it is in the packaging. So let's open it up. And this particular one, she's really cute. Does she have a name? This is Leah Coaster. Leah Coaster. Like, does she like roller coasters? And she's cute, little pigtailed doll. I don't know if my camera's focusing. Not focusing. But yeah, so Polly Pocket went to a bigger size. I did not like when they went bigger. I feel like that took away the idea of going in your pocket. Like, this can still fit in your pocket, but the other one was pocket sized. Now, there's a lot of controversy behind it, and I don't really want to like turn this into a drama channel, but over like, were kids choking on it and parents complained, and Mattel is notorious for listening to parents, and this is just like destroying a whole toy line because someone complained because their kid decided to eat a toy. But I would like to think that it was maybe some other reasoning behind it, because I really love the original design of Polly Pocket, but you never know. You never know. So, oh, this is cute. I love how she comes with like little stickers in here. That's so cute. Like, see, like, this is what I'm talking about. Like McDonald's, Burger King, other places like Taco Bell even that had like little Happy Meal toys. It's just so cute. This stuff is really cute. Does it snap open? Oh wow, yeah, she goes into her outfit and she snaps on. I mean, she looks a little awkward. She's just like, maybe she just worked out and her shoulders are really sore, so she's just like walking around like this, maybe. I don't know. Weird outfit choice there. I prefer her in the other outfit. But I like how she comes in this little case. All right, like, can you stay in her case? Yes, you can. Oh, I love this. And the case is actually really nice. And there's a car on the other side. Okay, honestly, I kind of like this more than I like the actual Polly world Polly Pocket stuff that came out in the earlier 2000s, because Polly Pocket just got re-released again a couple years ago, and she's not that tiny, but she's not as big as the second re-release. She's like in the middle with gummy feet. Don't like the gummy feet, but I like that she's smaller again. So yeah, interesting little Polly thing. I like it. I don't know. This is kind of cute. I just like the case. I like things in like little like storage cases. Really make me happy. And then they gave me another toy, which I was not familiar with this. So this show here, let's see, it's a new series by Jetix. Well, at the time it was new. And it's a show called Witch. And it's the power of friendship. Now the W stands for Will. And then the I is Irma. And the second one is Taranio? I'm going to butcher these names. Cornelia, and then Halen? And this particular one is Elon? And this is her figure. And I didn't know anything about this. So I guess it was on Toon Disney. I must have like really fell asleep during this time. I don't remember what this is from. So I looked it up because I was not familiar with it. I'm on Disney Wiki, so this is really good. She generates waves and lightning bolts of energy and force. So it's like her power. So I guess all these characters have powers. And she lives in the world of Meridian. And she is the student. She's a student. She's the princess of Meridian, formerly the queen of Meridian. Her element is good. So, I mean, it's like kind of weird. It's like, it's supposedly like her personality is like heartwarming and sweet. Again, I wasn't really familiar with this. They also made it like, I guess, a game as well. Like, so I'm learning with you. So it's kind of interesting when like Nick sends me stuff like this, because I'm just like, I have no idea what this is. So it ran for 2 seasons. Now, they said, I guess it's called We Are Witch was the North American opening theme, was the song. Let's see here. So Jetix was the European version. It ran here in the United States on ABC Family and Toon Disney. And it ran from 2004 to 2006. So this is Jetix all over it. So that's, I guess, the European release. Is this the European edition of this? I don't think so. Probably isn't. And I guess it's a French-American animated girl television series. It's based off of an Italian comic book series produced by SIP Animation. And what do they do? Let's see. So let me read you a little bit about the plot so we can learn about the show Witch. It says the Guardians must save Meridian from the evil sorcerer Phobos and Cedric, who are searching for Phobos' sister, the long-lost princess of Meridian, and trying to, and the true heir of the throne. So she's like the heir of the throne, and the bad guys want to get rid of her so they can be the throne holders. King. Interesting. I don't know. I've never seen this series before. I was kind of just like, when I first saw it, I was like, oh my god, witches? Like, they have like god things? And I was like, oh, it's a show called Witch, like that. So if you are familiar with this, definitely comment below. I'm interested to see what you have to say on this one. Cool things. And then, because I love horror stuff, right? So he sent me this bear, and the eyes are freaky, and that's why I like it, because it's so strange. So celebrity bears. Okay, so we remember TY and Beanie Babies. I had a bunch of Beanie Babies. I sold a whole collection. I only have like maybe 3 or 4 Beanie Babies left. The Sea Otter, side note, is my favorite one. I have a bunch of him. I'm just letting you know, I have like 4 of them because I said once, hey, I like Sea Otter, like the Sea Otter Beanie Baby is my favorite, and I got like 4 of them from like my family. So if anyone needs a Sea Otter, like Beanie Baby, I got them. And so Nick found King of Horror Celebrity Bear. Now Celebrity Bear was like another option of beanbag toys, because you know when TY was just killing it with all of the Beanie Babies, all these other companies were like, beanbag toys are selling? Produce beanbag toys. Go, you know, and this is what they made. So this is the Celebrity Bear. His eyes are looking into my soul, ready to devour. Like, he just looks so evil. Like, and it's so simple. It's just a red bead with a black dot in it. But those are like the beady eyes. Those are the scary ones, you know? Like the big cutesy eyes, like the Beanie Boo, like the TY Beanie Boos now. You know what I'm talking about? Those got cute little eyes. They're like, but this Celebrity Bear, they knew. They're like, we're going to make him, like, scary. And he is. He's the king of horror. And he's got, like, a tombstone here. And he's got little crossbones in the back. Like, just a bizarre little bear. Do any of you have this? Let me know. I don't know. It's interesting. Now, this was the one where Nick sent me a message and was like, girl, I got you. He didn't really say that, but you know, I'm thinking in my head, this is how I tell him, like, girl, I got you. I know what you want. And I want you to have this DVD set. And I was like, yes, you are right. This is exactly what I need. Like, in my head, everyone's a drag queen. Like, pretty much. In my head. Everyone's just fabulous. Everyone's like, girl, I got you. No. And look what Nick found. Okay, so literally, okay, so I have maybe like a top 5 favorite shows. I think everybody has like a list of favorite TV shows. And Mama's Family, I love Vicki Lawrence, iconic. When the lights go down. Okay, I'm not gonna get demonetized, but like break out into song. I absolutely love her. And look what Nick found. And he said that he got these for $1 a piece at like the Goodwill. Like, hello. And I'm always looking at Goodwill because I'm always trying to find like old Sailor Moon DVDs or things like that. And I never do find them. But look. Okay, we got season 3, is it? Yeah, 2 and 3 right here. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. Like, I love this show. I do. Like, I don't think anyone has any idea, like, how much I love it. And I love how, like, season 3 is when Bubba is first in the family, and there's Bubba right there. And, like, if you don't watch this show, again, it's you have to go into it now, comparing it to, like, what people watch nowadays, I guess. You know, it's very wholesome comedy. It's like Carol Burnett. It's like that whole era. You know, it's just, they occasionally would say, like, soft, sensitive things that were, like, overly aggressive or terrible, but they were like, you know, things at the time, you know, because this show, I think, what was it, started in 86 or 85? 85? Oh, geez, 83. Gosh, oh my gosh, even before I even thought. Oof. Yeah, so it's like, we're talking mid-80s here when this was coming out, and I just loved the show because, you know, even though she was awful sometimes, you know, and she just would bite someone's head off for the smallest of things, she still took care of everybody, and she still cared about them. So we need to do a Mama's Family episode, Nick, just letting you know, because I love this show. I used to watch the show all the time. I remember when it was on, what, UPN, I think it was. Like, so good, and so funny. And to me, like, she really, I love Vicki Lawrence, and I love character actors. Like, she can really transform into a whole other human being, and I really feel like she embodied this character. Like, I never really, when I looked at her when I first, you know, was watching all of these episodes, I was just like, oh, okay, so it's the lady who's trying to pretend like to be an older woman. And then when I saw her outside of the character, I was like, wow, she looks so amazing. So it's such a different thing. Like, that's definitely my favorite thing out of the box. Comment below, what's your favorite pick in this box? This is actually a really long moment of nostalgia. I hope that's all right with you, Nick. Edit out whatever you don't want in there. I just really love seeing weird things and random mix of things. So thanks, Nick, for sending me another random package. I forgot I need to send you one. I keep saying that, but it's like I never leave my house. When I leave my house, I never find anything that I think you would like. Maybe I'll send you something weird anyways. I don't know. So thank you so much, Nick, for sending me this. Make sure to check out all my social media, the Doll Circle, everybody, and enjoy these episodes of Hunting Nostalgia. I really love how Nick just dives in and shows you so many cool things. It's like you sit back and you're like, not that much stuff came out when I was a kid. Now then when you watch episodes like, you know, where all these things, and you're like, there's a lot that comes out. Like, it's so crazy. And things that you don't even remember sometimes, you know? It's like insane. All right. Bye, guys, and back to you, Nick.
Thanks, Elvira. I love sending you stuff because, truthfully, I know for a fact that you appreciate every single thing that I send. And I mean, come on. Mama's Family, if that's not everyone's favorite show, they're insane. But there are specifically 2 items here that I have got to show you. Number 1, electronic football. American Conference electric football. Now, this game, look, 26 teams available. Now I think there are 32 teams in the NFL. Look at how cool that is. If you're a kid in the early 70s, you have to have this. You have to have this game. Football was everything in the 70s in America. Everything. And look, you know they popped out the Steelers for sure. But look at that. Even some of the original packaging for this toy is still intact. How amazing is that? So you would set up your teams, and this game just so happened to be the Browns versus the New York Jets. Pretty cool, you know. Pretty cool toys, but this game, it wasn't the easiest game to play. You would plug it in, you'd turn it on, and one team would vibrate this way, the other team would vibrate that way. It wasn't the most playable thing, but every single kid in the 70s had this toy. And speaking of extremely popular toys in the 70s, Mark's toys. They're probably the epitome of popularity in the 70s. And this one, this made by Marks, is their Battleground playset. Complete with the Slopacana wacky packages. I know a lot of guys that might need that. Look at that. How cool is that? Why don't we take a closer look at this Battleground playset?
Make sure you get the very, very best. Look for the letters on my chest. M-A-R-X spells Marks, world's largest toy maker.
Every few steps that I take, something else pops out at me. And the little girl who lived here with her brother and her family, this was the one item that she remembers. And this was actually from the year that she was born. This is the one item that she remembers, a Fisher-Price 1964 clock. And she said that she remembers sitting and playing with this. And it would play a song, I believe, but there it is. Oh, that'll do that the rest of the time. But I just thought I'd really like hearing about items that mean so much to someone, even if it's such a basic item of that. It's gonna happen the whole time. I'm sorry, but at least we have some background music. She kept her skates. When you hear old movies or whoever talk about their skate key, it was the only way you could get these skates to open up, so you could stick your foot in them. Right there. Oh, their wheels are crumbling. That's where she would stick her little skate key and pop this out so she could get her roller skates on. How cool is that? That is her history. That is hunting nostalgia. But this is super, super exciting. Oh my gosh, it has the... How? How is this possible? Oh my gosh, it's like in mint condition. Oh my lord, the actual... So you would set your... Oh my gosh, you would set your play set up on this. You know, you have a stream, you have some roads and grass. Wow, how did this not melt? Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that this exists. I really can't. What is that? Visual effect. Type of effect. Army battlefield. This looks like something that someone typed up on a... Oh my gosh, they actually have notes. Look at this. We were there at the Battle of the Bulge by David Ship. Look at this. Oh my gosh, I wonder if they know this is in here. This is unbelievable. Wow, you have some anti-aircraft guns. Look at this, all Marks toys. Oh my gosh, you have the razor wire barricades. This is unbelievable. Oh my gosh, I gotta leave here with this. Wow, they have Civil War soldiers. They have Native American soldiers in the army, man. This is absolutely unbelievable. This is unreal. Oh my gosh, if I had an hour, I wouldn't be able to show you all this stuff. Look at this. Wow, utterly amazing. Absolutely amazing that they kept these items. Oh, there's a little, not sure what kind of bug that is, but wow. You have tanks. You have, I don't even know what this is. A U-boat? Is that what they called that? This is where Tom Hanks comes out for, no? That's my history. I need Dustin. He can tell me what all of this stuff is. Wow, look at this. This is absolutely amazing. And this is 100% history. Look at that man. You know he means business. This is unreal. And this is hunting nostalgia.
Look, will you pay off the first baseman every month? You get a receipt from the guy?
Sure.
How does he sign his name?
Who?
The guy you give the money to.
Who?
The guy you give the money to.
Well, that's how he signs it.
That's how who signs it?
Yes.
Who guy tell me?
That's it.
Who? Look, you go to first baseman.
Yes.
And you say to him, here's your money, sign the receipt. How does he sign his name?
Who?
The guy you give the money to.
That's how he signs it.
That's how who signs it?
Yes.
Sure. You gotta get a receipt from the guy, don't you?
Get one loan.
How does the guy on first base sign his name?
Who?
The guy on first.
That's how he signs it.
I'm asking, when you give the guy the money, what's the guy's name that you give the money to?
Now, wait a minute. What signs his own?
Who signs his own?
No, who signs his?
Every episode of Hunting Nostalgia is different. Every episode of Hunting Nostalgia, for me, is an absolute blast. No, this home, this time capsule home, wasn't directly in my wheelhouse, but look at this stuff. It is so amazing. I cannot wait to go through it all and just see who knows what hidden gems could be hiding in this batch of toys. You know what I mean? But I cannot thank these homeowners enough for allowing me to go through, literally go through their history of their lives. You know, I'm really thankful that their parents felt that that feeling to keep these items as long as they have. And I find that absolutely amazing. And I learned about stuff that I never knew, you know, like that tube radio. How neat is that? You know, Abbott and Costello was blasting through that in the 1940s and 50s. I really, really find stuff like that interesting. And Elvira, your moment of nostalgia, like always, perfection. Mama's Family style perfection. And the only thing I could say about the next episode of Hunting Nostalgia is it'll be just as fun and just as nostalgic.
Let's go hunting nostalgia.